Hey guys, we're the Malt Chronicles and today we're doing our first shoot for the Versus video. Let's do this.
Anyway, it's a versus of Chivas 15 Cognac finish and Chivas 18 first fill Japanese Mizunara Cask finish. Let's just crack them open. Right, I'm gonna put the Mizunara in the fancy. By the way, we got fancy glasses.
We got fancy glasses.
Thanks to David.
Yeah.
The boy's going high.
Yeah,
They're still my glasses. You're not taking them away.
Listen to that sound.
Ooh.
That first cork pop.
First cork pop is something else. It's like any first pop though, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we keep this on this side then. Already I can see by the colour, it's got this beautiful sort of like I was going to mention the sort of redness they had, but
so this one is signed.
Yeah.
Who gave it this one?
A friend gave me this one.
A friend of a friend.
A friend of a friend.
A friend of a friend.
I'm not supposed to mention. So that name's going to stay under wraps. So, thanks.
Bring the box closer. Let's see the box. Let everyone see the
so
golden.
First of all, let's talk about the packaging. It's a
lot of packaging.
There's a lot of packaging in there, isn't there?
It's massive. It's giant. By the way, did you know that this is part of a 3 whiskey series? It's called the Ultimate Cask Collection.
Oh, amazing.
So the first one was 2015 and it was a first fill bourbon cask.
Okay.
The second 2017 and it was a first fill French oak cask. And the third one is a first fill Japanese. So they all come in 1 liter bottle, all of them at 48 non-chill filtered ABV.
Yeah.
And all 3 for travel retail, as this one we can find in domestic market as well.
And just by the packaging as well, it does look a lot more, I would say, luxurious than what we have over here.
Well, so for £100, yes.
It's twice the price.
It's twice the price.
It's twice the price.
But what I'm trying to get to is that this is probably aimed at the sophisticated whiskey drinkers, the connoisseurs, and then you got something like this, which actually I would think that it would appeal more to the youngsters, right?
I would say that
younger whiskey fans.
I say this is aimed more at a younger generation and people that were looking to celebrate a little bit more. Obviously, using champagne casks.
Oh yeah. Grand champagne.
I'm sorry, I forgot Grand
Champagne Cognac casks.
So yeah, they're obviously aiming it at that more celebratory thing, especially with the gold packaging. It looks lovely. It looks fantastic.
It's like celebrate life.
Yeah.
That's what it screams out to me.
It's very modern. It's XV hinting to 15, but in a XO cognac style. Have an X, have the Latin numbers. So we have no idea how long they were kept into these casks. They never mentioned that, and they had the Chivas 12 Mizunara as well, launched about 5 years ago, and once again, absolutely no information on how long in the cask.
On the nose, it's kind of interesting. I'm definitely getting a more sweeter vibe than I get on a normal Chivas Regal. Definitely a sweet.
I'm not a huge fan of the Chivas 12.
No? I don't mind it. No. But then I guess because I'm Indian, like we have it everywhere. We go to wedding parties around the uncle's house.
By the way, how orientated is that for weddings and for presents?
Yeah, exactly.
And that for Japanese consumers, do you have now? There's a huge trend in Japanese whiskies, and the packaging looks Japanese. As we work in whiskey shops, we see a lot of people who are saying, "Oh, is that Japanese? Is that Japanese?" Like, no, that's actually Scottish. It's a blend. Okay, it's way better than I expected. I expected it to be more like burnt sugar, but this is actually quite well balanced. It's a fine blend.
It's a very soft, subtle whiskey, but I do think it finishes quite quick.
The finish isn't quite there, but I've got to say, like, second time round trying this, because me and David have tried this before, I've got to say that second time, I actually prefer it second time around. I think for a blend especially, it does come across quite malty. Like, I wouldn't say there isn't that much single grain. I'm not picking up that much single grain.
No.
But what would you know?
I would agree with that. I would say that, yeah, it's not as grainy as perhaps a 12 is a little bit more malt content in there. And I think the nose is quite interesting.
The nose is very interesting. Definitely pick up some like lovely like red berries.
Yeah, there's loads of fruits.
It's quite fruity nose.
But I get the spiciness by the end.
Yeah, that's on the taste though, and on the nose it's more fruity in character.
Yeah.
So French oak, what should that give to the whiskey? It should be more tannic,
Yeah,
Yes,
more,
tannic.
more dry.
Yeah.
almonds, raisins. Now, Chivas as a blend lost a lot of market in the last years,
Yeah.
as we have Johnny Walker's being number one, then we have Ballantine's, their sister brand company, then we have Grant's,
Yeah.
and then number 4, which is way far away from number 1, is Chivas. So they're trying to get back some of that market as malt whiskey industry is growing very rapidly. So how do you appeal to the new consumer?
You
How
gotta
do you
keep
gain
evolving.
your ground back? It's bringing products like this, something unusual, something new, something limited, something in a very expensive casks, as Mizunara casks are very expensive to put your hands on.
Super expensive, man. Was it £5,000 for collecting the stage for a puncheon?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
So anyway, XV, it's impressingly soft,
Yeah.
but it's a 15 years old. I don't really get I don't see a massive difference by using the French oak. It doesn't scream like, oh, I'm something new, I'm something.
I don't think that this will be as obvious as the Mizunara Cask will when we come to try that in a second.
No, I don't think it's long.
I say I've tried prior to this, and I find it's very light. You can't spend a lot of time in a.
No, it is light,
Cognac
and
Cask.
I don't think the finish would be that long as it's coming across. Does it say anywhere on the websites or anything that how long the actual finish is? Or
I couldn't find anything. But once again, what kind of consumer are you targeting? If it's weddings and parties and all of that, you want something soft.
Exactly,
You want
easy
something
drinking. So should we just clean up Alice for the second round?
Let's move to the Mizunara.
Oh, this one I'm excited about, guys.
Fancy glass.
It's like a starter, and this is definitely your main course. That's how I would
Right.
put it.
So where do we finish?
There's no point judging the color.
Nope.
Oh,
Oh my god, that nose.
It's definitely different already.
There's hints of cinnamon in there.
There is
Oh,
some,
wow.
yeah, some sandalwood.
coconut.
Definitely coconut, yeah.
I would have said more cocoa than coconut, but
It's a little like spiciness as well coming through as well.
What kind of cocoa are you talking about?
cocoa. Chocolate.
Look like, what's his name? Jesus Christ, Scarface. What's his name?
Scarface.
I could sit in this nose this for days.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
It's beautiful. Anyway,
Wow, stunning.
it's just keeps going and keeps going and going.
It reminds me of one fruit. My wife loves it. Persimmon. Chocolate, ginger.
Isn't it?
Still
And
there.
it just opens like a flower. Like perfect. Oh,
So it really looks, so the initial is like very soft, but then boom, that
Oh,
opening.
man. Now let's talk about Mizunara casks.
okay.
What is this all coming from? As I've mentioned earlier, it's very expensive to put your hands on a Mizunara cask, and it happened by accident.
Yeah, it did.
If you can call a World War an accident, then yeah. As Japan in the Second World War, they had a ban on import, so they couldn't import American oak because they were fighting with
Yeah, it was
Americans.
Spanish oak.
So was the European Spanish oak. So because there was a huge demand for whiskies that it was used in the army, they started looking at their local oak, which was Mizunara, which was mainly used for furniture. Nobody was using it as a vessel to age or to finish spirits.
Yeah.
And after a few trials, it didn't really work out. Mizunara was taking over the whiskey. It was too
It was too much. It was too much.
It was too heavy,
too heavy
oaky,
and too oaky.
tannic.
Exactly.
But it turned out to be that the Mizunara cask is gonna show its full potential only after about 15 or 20 years.
They said 2 decades. Yeah, 2 decades.
But to keep the whiskey for that time in the barrel was very difficult, as it's a very porous and watery type of oak. It actually doesn't go doesn't grow
It doesn't
straight.
grow
No, it doesn't grow
It
straight.
goes all the way.
Exactly.
And to build a vessel, and it was very prone for
leakage.
For leakage, so to keep the actual whiskey for 20 years, it was very difficult. So that's why Mizunara is considered to be a very gentle and a very difficult type of oak to work with, so you can get some flavors from that. And I think it's Suntory who predominantly mastered the art of making Mizunara casks, and it's them who actually raised up the Mizunara with the Yamazaki.
Yeah, the Yamazaki is
exactly.
what brought it into the game.
Now, to see a blend non-chill filtered, it makes a massive difference in the flavors.
Yeah.
Oh, it brings it on heads and shoulders above what you've had from the original Chivas Regal 18.
Oh yeah,
When you,
absolutely.
Oh, by the way, how much is the regular 18?
I think the regular
About
18 is 50
pounds for
pounds.
70
For
cents.
70
CL.
CL.
So per liter, this is actually not a very huge
It's not an
price difference.
overpriced difference for how much they've spent to
But
do
it's
it.
also it's at a high ABV, and it's also, like you said, non-chill filtered.
Yeah.
So
Whereas the
you know
standard's
you're gonna pay a little bit extra for that.
It definitely tastes far superior to the standard 18. That's how you do the comparison. You compare it to the 18 that's on the market.
Yeah.
And it holds totally different characters
Definitely.
to that.
Well, it's a
The
blend,
18
so they can use different malts for that. They can use different grades.
True.
Or they can use more malt.
Do you know
Very
what?
true, but-
It could actually be they have used more malt, because I'm definitely, again, that single grain note that we always pick up on when we're drinking a blend. We're not really picking up on that much.
No. Would you say it's a blend on a blind?
Oh no.
On
No,
a blind, I
definitely say
wouldn't.
malt.
Yeah, I would have said a malt as well.
100%.
Yeah.
I'd be going Speyside.
And that's kudos to the blender, for making such a robust blend. So much flavour, it just really comes at you. Well, I don't think there's no point really asking the question.
I was going to say.
Which one did we prefer?
I'm gonna answer. Water.
Yeah, please, let's just add a little touch of water.
For me, no doubt, slightly more expensive, but the Mizunara takes it.
Yeah,
Absolutely
the Mizunara
impressive.
does take it, absolutely.
Absolutely.
For me as well, I mean, you do pay a bit extra, but the richness that you are getting in this whiskey, and it's 18 years old, non-chill filtered, yeah, that seals the deal for me. I will pay the extra and I'll get the Mizunara too.
Well, just to break up the pattern, I'm going to go with Mizunara as well. Because, wow, yeah, no, they've done a great work with that. The Master Blender deserves a big pat on the back. I think that's a fantastic dram, and one I'll definitely pick up again.
Okay, let's be honest, and it's not just about the packaging and the fact that it's Mizunara. Let's forget about all of that. Let's throw them on. I think the Chivas has their own brand who is making all this packaging, so their whiskies, Chivas and Royal Salute, they're always coming in fancy bottles and different packagings and all of that, because they can afford that and we can pay for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Then the consumer is paying for all of that. But judging the actual nose and the palate, it's way above the 18.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
100%.
I mean, I've never tried the 25. I mean, I would like to try the 25.
25 is very nice.
Yeah, you've tried it?
Yeah, it's very nice.
That's very, very nice.
You've tried it as well? I guess I'm the only one who hasn't tried it here. Someone's been keeping bottles from me.
Right, if you want something soft, there you go.
Definitely.
If you want something more complex,
Rich,
there you go.
Bust, yeah.
If you want other whiskies, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine.
So guys, that was the first versus video we done, which is Mizunara Cask Chivas Regal 18, and we done the Grand Champagne 15-year-old Chivas Regal here as well.
David, thank you for calling around.
Thank you.
And thank you for using your penthouse on the 27th floor in New York.
Can we not tell everyone where I live? For Christ's sake, come on. Oh no.
So guys, anyway, let's say just cheers, and we're Malt Chronicles, we're out.